What's up, guys? Today we will be talking about what is shuffling and exchange and its internal mechanism in Databricks. So, shuffling would means a process of rearranging your data within an executors and between stages. So, if you don't know what is executor or stages, you can always go back to my previous video. So shuffling happens when we trigger a wide transformation, like if we do a join, group by, distinct, then only your shuffling or exchange happens. So it does not happen on narrow transformation like your select, distinct. It only happens for wide transformation. So today we will see how the internal mechanism of how distinct works and how the shuffling works within the Databricks. So the internal mechanism of distinct would be it is divided among two stages. Stage one, which would do a local distinct, and stage two, which would do a global distinct. So what does local distinct means? So let's say I have a task where I need to count a number of candies, distinct candies from this bag of candies. So how can we achieve that? So what happens is the driver gives an instruction of counting the distinct number of candies. So your candies get broken up into 128 MB partition file, and then it gets distributed among, let's say, your A core, D core, and these cores it gets distributed. Then A core does a count of orange, blue, yellow, green candies. Likewise D does the count again. Likewise the other core does the count, and that's what the local distinct count means. And your stage one is done. So on global count, what happens is the shuffling happens on global count, and then what happens is the your candies is distributed equally among all the executors. You can see here the orange and blue, the distinct candies is on A, and then again your distinct pink and white is on D. So it is equally shuffled and then distributed among your executor. So that's what a global count does, and that's where your distinct operation is divided among stage 1 and stage 2. So let's look at the example in Databricks. Let's jump into Databricks notebook. So let's say I am reading this table and storing in our data frame, and then I am doing our distinct operation here. So once we do our distinct operation, multiple stages are created. So we can see here two stages are created, right? So if we go on first stage, so what happens is assigning distinct candies on happens is equally not equally but distributed among your executors, and then all these information are stored in your right. If you see here, shuffle right happens here on stage 1. Your shuffle right happens equally. It distributes the candies get distributed among your executors, and then their shuffling happens, and then that shuffling gets written into your disk. So shuffle right happens on stage 1, and if we go on stage 2, the after shuffle right happens, the on stage 2, if you see, it reads your data that has been written on stage 1, and then it performs the final distinct operation where your candies has been equally shuffled among your executor, and the distinct operation has been applied there. So that's how the shuffling works. So hope this makes sense to you, and if you like my channel, please subscribe and encourage me to create more videos. Thank you. Bye.